there, BookTube. This is Caitlin Bandy from my channel BandysBooks. Today I am in Zion National Park. As you can see, it's recently snowed. It's stunning here. I'm so beyond excited to get the privilege of starting my new year here in this beautiful conditions, hiking around and enjoying nature. I just wanted to pop in really quick and make a video about my 2023 reading and personal goals. Just kind of say hi and give you a little bit of an update. So first of all, happy 2023, happy New Year's. I feel like it's going to be a really good year. I'm feeling really positive going into it. Then 2022 was a little bit rough for me. I did get really sick. I got COVID, and then I had bronchitis, and then I had a cold. Because of all that, I ended up dislocating my shoulder and injuring a rib from coughing so severely, and it took me almost 2 months to recover, but I am finally feeling well. I got some rest time over Christmas and I'm feeling a lot better. So that's why I've been gone for a while. I'm hoping that in 2023 things will go a little smoother and I'll be a little more consistent. But I just wanted to let you know what's up with the reading goals and the personal goals. So for reading goals for 2023, I am hoping to complete 200 books this year. In 2022, my goal was 150 books. I smashed that goal. I think I'm gonna smash 200 too. I feel really good about that, really optimistic. So that's gonna be my number of books read this year. And in terms of books, I wanna continue to make a concerted effort to read diverse books, people of all different backgrounds. I think in 2022, retrospectively, I can acknowledge that I did read pretty diversely. However, there was definitely a blind spot for books featuring people with differing abilities. I want to make sure that I am reading books by neurodivergent authors that have differing abilities, people dealing with chronic conditions, things like that, to kind of give me some perspective on that area. And I've also noticed that I tend to read books from people that are like in their 20s to their midlife area, not as many books by younger people, not as many books by older people. So I do want to try to expand kind of the age range of books that I'm reading, kind of, you know, get different perspectives on things. So those are my reading goals for 2023. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I think the only other thing that I have is I did a pretty good job of, you know, balancing fiction and nonfiction in 2023. I want to continue to try to make that effort in 2022. In 2023, I want to continue to make that effort to try to read a good portion of nonfiction. I want to make sure that I am reading things that are, you know, about reality, about the world around us. I do want to try to read stuff that's a little bit more current in some areas. I've read a lot of history and stuff like that, but I want to make sure I'm also engaging with what's currently going on in the world and things. So, you know, just gonna mix up that nonfiction a little bit, but otherwise pretty simple standard goals for reading and books in 2023. In a few minutes we're gonna hit another spot and we'll talk about my personal goals for 2023. We're here at our next stop in our trip, which is the Coral Pink Sand Dune State Park in Utah. As you can see, it's been snowed upon, so it is not coral pink at all. But if you look really closely, you can see some of the coral pink tracks through the snow. Right now, with all the snow on it, people are out here renting sleds and going sledding. I unfortunately don't have the time or the proper gear for that today. So we're just stopping by really quick. I've never been here, but I've wanted to stop a couple times and check, and I just never gotten around to it. As you can see, you have like beautiful mountains and then this like pocket of sand dunes that has developed within the mountains. So at this stop, I thought I'd stop and talk about my personal goals for 2023. You've already heard my reading ones. So on a personal level, some of my goals for 2023 are to focus a lot this year on just my general well-being and health. I have a tendency to overwork myself, overstress myself, and try to over-accomplish things. And I tend to grind myself down. So one of the things that I want to do, and my primary focus for 2023, is to be creating healthy boundaries for myself in regards to work, in regards to projects that I take on, in regards to the stress that I allow myself to be put under. And just kind of creating healthy boundaries around my relationships with my job, the people at my job, things like that. I think also one of my primary goals for 2023 is going to be to work on setting myself up for a couple years down the road, and hopefully like setting myself up to do more traveling. I have quit my job previously and traveled for a couple years at a time, and I've come back from that, and I want to keep doing that. So my goal for this year and the next year are to hopefully kind of continue to figure out how to make that a little bit more sustainable, a little more of a day-to-day instead of just a once-in-a-while kind of a thing. And in terms of that well-being goal, something else that I've tacked onto that is, just I already eat pretty well. I tend to do yoga, I exercise, I do all the things that I'm supposed to do, but I tend to slack off on those things when I'm stressed out, as most people do. So I just want to work on my consistency for those things, not necessarily, making like a crazy effort to like, I'm going to the gym every single day or anything, just making sure that I'm doing it consistently enough to keep my body feeling well and my mind feeling well. And then one really big goal that's really exciting that we have for this year is my partner Oz grew up in Angola in Africa, and his family still lives there. So we have a goal of taking a trip to Angola, hopefully in May, to go visit his family. It'll be my first time meeting his family, and it'll actually be my first time taking a trip to the continent of Africa. So I am extraordinarily excited for that part of the goal. And one other goal coming up in 2023 is to buy a new car. I have a 2009 Mitsubishi Lancer, and it's on its last leg. So probably in the next couple months here, I'll be picking out a new car. So I'm kind of excited about that. Other than that, I'm just gonna try and create a better work-life balance for the year, try to make my lifestyle a little more sustainable for myself, and try to enjoy this year. It's been a rough couple years, I know, for everybody with the pandemic and the recovery of the pandemic and the economic situations around the world. Different, it's hard. There's just been a lot of negative things that have happened in the last couple years, and I know I'm not the only person that's like experienced that. So this year for me is going to be about restoring balance to my life, about focusing on the things that I enjoy, like reading, like traveling, like spending time with my partner and my family, and putting limits and healthy boundaries around the things that continue to stress me out, or sometimes grind me down, or sometimes that tend to take over the balance in my life. So we're gonna put healthy boundaries in place for 2023. So that being said, you now know what my personal goals are, you know what my reading goals are, and in terms of my YouTube channel and my Instagram, my goal with both of those is, again, just consistency. I'm not going to put a number goal on how many videos I'm going to post, how many pictures I'm going to post, how much I'm going to interact. I just want to get to a place where, again, I can be consistent. I do really enjoy this. I enjoy this community. I enjoy the joy that it brings me talking to people that have similar interests. And so I just want to be a consistent friend here on YouTube. So I look forward to seeing you in 2023, interacting with you, hearing about what you're reading, seeing about where you're going and what you're doing. And I hope that you enjoy seeing little bits and pieces of my life too. Thank you so much for all of you that have reached out to me at various points over the last year, people that have checked in on me, asked me how I'm doing, all of that. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And again, happy 2023. I hope that this is a year of balance and good things for you as well. Bye.